you're looking for a car, recreational vehicle, or a home, Central Minnesota Federal Credit Union works to keep rates low and provides quality service to make borrowing easy.
Welcome everybody, Dustin Williams here for Digilog ROCORI. Pleased to bring you a full recap of the ROCORI Spartans 2009 football season. We pick up in the first game with the ROCORI Spartans at Apollo under new head coach Mike Rowe running the spread offense. It's Derek Leeser off the right side. He would run into the end zone for the first touchdown of the Spartan season, and he would have himself a fantastic game running this spread offense. Nice pass up the far sideline, blown coverage, but Ben Roush does the rest. You still got to catch the ball and bring it into the end zone, and the Spartans would go on to win this game easily 35-14. First win for Mike Rowe, first win for the ROCORI Spartans, and a great way to start the season 1-0. Next on the schedule would be the Little Falls Flyers. Normally an easier team to beat in the CLC, but 2009 was a different story for Little Falls as they ran behind their all-star running back Zach Horsch, and the defense much improved for the Flyers. They handed ROCORI a tough loss at home, dropping ROCORI's record to 1-1, but a nice story for Little Falls in 2009. Next on the schedule for the Spartans was Sauk Rapids. ROCORI had built a big lead in the first half, but here a trick play fools the Spartans, and Sauk Rapids would come all the way back from the deficit, taking advantage of a number of injuries, mostly cramps for ROCORI, and Sauk Rapids would eventually go on to win this game 27-26, another tough loss for Spartans on their home field. So they put the extra point on, and that would be the difference in this game. 27-26, the final. Sauk Rapids wins in ROCORI. Next up, the Spartans traveled to Fergus Falls and pitted two teams going the wrong direction against each other. Here Derek Leeser hooking up with Nate Meyer as he bounces off a couple tackles, breaks a few more, and gets into the end zone for the game-winning touchdown. The Spartans would win this low-scoring game. 13-7 is your final, and they would get back on their winning ways. Just past the halfway point in the season, ROCORI would host the Alexandria Cardinals, and this game was a blowout. The Cardinals leading 27-0 at the end of the third quarter. They would go on to win this game 29-6 after a late safety in this game. ROCORI seemingly couldn't do anything right. But the following week, the Spartans would travel to St. Cloud Tech, and they would bounce back in a big way. The ROCORI Spartans traveling to St. Cloud, leading 14-0 at the half. They took it to Tech all game, playing a much better football game. ROCORI doing everything right as Alex Wyman catches the finishing touchdown in this one. ROCORI going on to win 21-7 at St. Cloud Tech. A huge win for the Spartans. And more importantly, the Spartans look great on both sides of the ball as the offense and defense really put together and executed a great game plan as the Spartans move toward the end of their season. Next up for ROCORI, the Willmar Cardinals, and this game would come down to a defensive stand in overtime. 3rd and goal for the Willmar Cardinals inside the 1-yard line. A touchdown and an extra point would win the game for Willmar. Here on 3rd down, Spencer Schulte and the rest of the defensive line stops Willmar in the backfield. This game would come down to 4th down. Here on the quarterback keeper, the defensive line stacks him up one more time, and ROCORI goes on to win the game. 20-14 is your final in overtime. Big win for the Spartans as they go back-to-back wins at St. Cloud Tech and Willmar at home. Impressive victories in the CLC. And in their final regular season game, they would take that momentum into Bemidji. The long bus ride showing no effects for the Spartans offense as they would get rolling early. Eric Loxterkamp with the catch, and just before halftime, Leeser faking the pass, throwing it to Sam Moriarty in the end zone. 13-0 at half. ROCORI would lead, but they would relinquish the lead and a little bit more, forcing them to come back in this one with Derek Leeser hurt on the sideline. Nate Meyer would hook up with Eric Loxterkamp. And here, the final play of the game It's Spencer Schulte with the interception, sealing the victory for ROCORI. 27-21 the final, as ROCORI goes up to Bemidji and beats the Lumberjacks. As great as the regular season was for the Spartans, they were bit hard by the injury bug in the playoffs, and Little Falls took advantage of some key injuries for ROCORI. Zach Horsch with the long touchdown run, giving Little Falls a big lead, and despite a nice defensive effort by the Spartans, they couldn't put together enough offense to win this one, losing the game and ending ROCORI's season, but a great win for the Spartans under new head coach Mike Rowe. We look forward to covering ROCORI next year.